Okay, so welcome back. Let's go ahead and see how to actually how to create a VPN server to which others will be able to connect. Why are we doing this? Well, so that you know what the person on the other side can see, and plus it's always a good idea to know how to create your own VPN, because when you have your own VPN, basically you know what logs are kept and what logs are not kept, what is going on the VPN machine, etc., on the VPN server. So let me just go ahead and log into the server. Just go ahead. I just went ahead and created a new instance, and I didn't switch the root login. Why? Well, because the lifespan of this machine is probably a couple of hours before it is destroyed. Therefore, I didn't really see much point in disabling the root login and all that, because it's just for a couple of hours. But if this machine is going to run for a while, then please apply the settings from the proxy lectures where you actually configure most of the things to run in as non-root, and you are logging into the server as a non-root user. Anyway, let's go ahead and begin. So, the first thing that we're gonna need to do is set up our beautiful firewall. So apt-get install UFW. Now this is uncomplicated firewall. I do believe that's what UFW stands for, but it uses the IP tables, so this is just an interface for IP tables, basically. So UFW allow SSH. You allow SSH because we're connecting by SSH to the server. Therefore, when we start this up, we do not want to be blocked, because all inbound traffic is rejected and all outbound traffic is clear to pass. So if the inbound rules do not include SSH, we will be promptly disconnected, which will be a problem. So UFW allow, and I would like to allow one additional port aside from SSH, that is 1194 slash this is going to be UDP, not TCP. Why? This is a very stable server, and I'm the only person connecting to it, so I don't really need that much confirmation going back and forth. And UDP is generally quicker, but less stable of a protocol. I can't say less stable, but there's no guarantee that your data has actually reached destination, so to say. There is no confirmation from the other end. Let's put it that way. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do is type in vim slash etc default UFW plus center, and you can see that the input policy by default is drop, output policy is by default accept. We need to modify the forward policy, so hopefully by now you know how to use vim. You just press escape and then press I to enter insert mode, and then you write whatever it is that you want to write, and you press escape, and then you press colon, then you type in WQ to write and quit. Okay, so now that has been changed to the accept, we need to edit the UFW before rules. So UFW before rules, just gonna go ahead and copy this from my notes. This is basically a universal setup for the VPN, the universal rules. They're applied everywhere. You can apply some of your own. It doesn't really matter. Oops. I made an error there in my notes. Let me just go into the insert mode. Okay, that should be fine and dandy. Let's go ahead and write quit. That's all we really needed to do there. Let me just go ahead and show you something else. Since I'm just copy pasting this universal piece of code, I was too lazy to edit it. You don't actually need these comments, but they are good to actually tell you what it is that it is going on. These are the actual commands that are taken into consideration, the 4 of them. Okay, so now we need to enable the firewall. UFW enable. Oh god. UFW enable. It's telling you that it might disrupt the existing SSH connections. Well, since we've already allowed in the firewall the SSH connections, bringing it up will not actually terminate it. Okay, so line 11, there is a failure. Let's go ahead and have a look. Okay, was this the thing that was missing? UFW disable, UFW enable. God, what is the problem with this file? Line 12 failed. Let's have a look at one more time. Maybe I have something in there. It says NAT table, NAT post routing, allow traffic from OpenVPN client. That should all be as it is. I mean, there shouldn't be any real problems. Let me just go ahead and verify this. Setup. I'm looking on the net for the universal configuration, so just the before rules for the no. Okay. Okay, before rules, let me just go ahead and do a quick check on this. Before forward start, OpenVPN, okay, that's fine, that's a comment, I don't care. And then we have NAT. And then we have allow post routing from that source, which is fine, that's going to be our interface. And the source IP address, the source subnet actually, and the -O is the output, that's the 8080, and then -J masquerade. Well, actually, let me just go ahead and copy it from here, because I must have messed something up in my notes. I usually do, which is frustrating to the point of extreme, but nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. Go ahead, delete. Oh, that's not something I want to delete. Okay, so no big deal. Let me just paste them. They're the same. I guess the indentations are a little bit different. Right quit, UFW disable, UFW enable. Yes, there we go. So, firewall is active and enabled on system startup. I don't know, I must have messed something up in the before rules here. I'm basically too lazy to go checking one line at a time to see where the actual mistake is. Perhaps it has something to do with indentation, but it doesn't really matter. This is the line which you actually need to add. Okay, so let me just go ahead and quit, and as you can see, I am still connected, no problems. The connection is functional. Now, what we will need to do is actually do apt-get install OpenVPN easy-arsa, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and say yes. So these are the things that we need to install. So we need the OpenVPN and the easy-arsa. And then I'm gonna go ahead and we will need the configuration files for our VPN server. So just type in g on zip-c/usr. This is an existing documentation file which we will utilize. OpenVPN examples, sample config files, server.conf.gz, and now we're gonna create a new file by outputting this to a non-existent file which will be created in the process and populated with the information, with data basically, not information. OpenVPN And the server.conf file is the new one that we're creating. So server.conf. There we go. So that is the one that we needed to create. I'm going to go ahead and call the tutorial here, and in the follow-up we're going to go ahead and begin editing and setting this up. Okay, so welcome back. Let's go ahead and continue. Whoops. That was stupid. So, vim/etc. Let's go ahead and edit the file which we've just copied. So, server.conf. There are a few things which we need to change in here. So the first one is dh10, I think was it? Yep. So the Diffie-Hellman parameters. Never could pronounce this right. I'm butchering the name. I know, I understand, but yeah, what can I really do about it? So let's go ahead and change this to 2048. 2048-bit keys. I'm looking for 4 and 8, if you're wondering what I'm doing with my keyboard at this moment. Okay, so that's done. 2048. Next up, we need to uncomment a line which says push space redirect. So push redirect gateway def1 bypass DHCP. Yep, that's what we need. So insert. Let's just go ahead and uncomment this. This is so that the VPN server can pass on the client's web traffic to its destination. Otherwise, basically, the client's traffic will die at the server. It won't leave it. So next up, it's push space DHCP dash option, I think. Yep, there we go. So we have the 2 DNS servers, which we will be utilizing. Okay, so I refer to the public provided by OpenDNS. Yes, these are the OpenDNS servers, which are very secure and very good, I must say. They have fantastic filters, and companies do tend to use them a lot. Privacy and anonymity, I can't really make a comment on that as I really don't know, but I did tell you before when I told you how to swap the DNS servers, how to use the static DNS servers for yourselves, how you should, a general way in which you should choose a DNS server. Anyway, now that we have uncommented these 2 great lines, let's go ahead, right quit, exit, and we shall echo 1 to the beautiful proc. I wish they had something like proc on Windows sometimes. IPv4, IP_forward, and let's go ahead and type in VIM. I mean, you don't need to do these repetitive tasks if you have followed the previous tutorials for echoing these things into IP. So we're setting the system to forward, to be capable of forwarding network traffic. But it does no harm really to echo 1 twice into this. I mean, you're just substituting the value. If you have 1 there already, 1 will get substituted with 1, so no big deal. Let's see, sysctl.conf, and we are looking for our line net.ipv4.ip_forward. Okay, so let's go ahead and leave this there. So just uncomment it. That's all you really needed to do there. Nothing more. The firewall is configured. This is done. The proxy is installed. And let me just go ahead and check one more thing. I'm not sure if I actually done this in the previous tutorial, now that I come to think of it. Forward policy accept. So make sure the default forward policy is set to accept. I forgot this from the previous tutorial and I wasn't sure. Anyway, let's go ahead and deal with the certificates. So we will need to do this. So let's go ahead and copy over the EasyArsa generation scripts. They are on our system. USR share EasyArsa keys. Yes. No. Just EasyArsa and then etc open VPN. That should do it. The sound that you just heard was not a confirmation that something was copied. The sound that you just heard was the system telling me, Ermin, my dear Ermin, you have a billion updates waiting for you. Why, oh why, can you not just update me? Anyway, let's go ahead and continue. So, we need to create a directory to house the key in essence. So, mkdir, etc open VPN, easyarsa, keys. So this is the creation of the directory. And now we need to type in vim etc open VPN, easyarsa vars. That was nice. Okay, so let's go down. There are some things which you can change here. We're just gonna change one really, but you can change a ton of parameters. Yeah, let me show you some of the obvious ones which are subject to change. Okay, so export easyarsa. Okay, PWD, that's fine. Then SSL, that's all great, fine and dandy. Key config, that's great. Key there. Yep, as you can see, export keydir is actually easyarsa/keys, but easyarsa is a variable here in this case. So let's go down, export key size, that's fine, 2048, and here we go. So these are some of the obvious things that you can change for your certificate. You can set the country, the province, city, or some organization, mail, and I have no idea what this is, like my organizational unit. So you can, these are arbitrary, so you can set these pretty much to whatever you like, technically speaking. This is what I would like to change here. The key name is also arbitrary. Let's name it server. Very innovative. If you put it to something other than server, as it is arbitrary and you are entitled to it, make sure that your changes here reflect the changes throughout the tutorials, because I don't know how many changes I will make in advance. So just remember the name. That's all fine and dandy. Let's just go ahead and write and quit. Next up, we will need to actually go ahead and generate the certificate, and this might take a while. So let me just show you something. app-get install htop. And htop, this is like one CPU core, and take a look at the amount of RAM that's available. Now, let me just go ahead and do something else. Okay, this is the previous IP address. I don't really have this one. Okay, this is probably not terribly important what I am doing right now, but I wanted to show it to you anyway. I don't know, I guess some sentimental reasons. Okay, there we go. So I'm connected again to the same server, just via a different terminal. You can have multiple SSH connections coming in from the same place, so that's fine. The CPU usage basically is practically idle at the moment, and memory, it's like 52 megabytes out of 400, out of the entire 494. But now I need to generate the certificate. So if I type in open, of course, this part here, this is not something that you need to do. This is just something that I'm doing as a demo. Open SSL, it has nothing to do with OpenVPN. So this part does though. We need to generate the certificate. DH dash out / etc open VPN DH 2048 dot pem and 2048. Whew. Okay, so it's working. And okay, there we go. So the CPU core is basically maxed out. The CPU core is, I believe, 1.8 gigahertz. It's Intel Xeon. It's not gonna take like forever, but it certainly will take a good amount of time. Maybe a couple of minutes, and that's it. So when it's done, I'll come back in the follow-up tutorial. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue now that this is done. So let's go over to let's see, open Let me just see what else begins with open. I'm guessing OpenSSH. Yep. No, OpenNSC. OpenVPN. Easy ARSA. And then we're gonna do, I'm just gonna do ls. Okay? So dot space dot slash vars. Yep. It's warning me of what I am about to do. And clean all, and then build all, not build all, build CA. Just keep pressing enter here unless you wish to change some of these values, and feel free to change them if you really wish to. I don't, because I don't really care. This is gonna be for a couple of hours and that's it, but you might wanna like have some sort of information here that is like your own, in case you need to be contacted or something like that. But in case of anyone submitting a abuse report to the hosting provider where your VPN is hosted, your hosting provider will contact you. And what happened in my case was that if you respond in a timely fashion, that's usually less than 24 hours if you respond, and if you handle the matter, like close the ports or something like that, if you just handle the matter, your hosting provider will usually show a large dose of reason, and they will understand basically what has went on. But this really depends on their policy and the way that they choose to behave. But as I said, for me, it happened. Somebody abused my proxy, the cloud provider, the DigitalOcean. They've contacted me, and I responded very fast. And they said, okay, like, you handled the matter, you responded, the matter is closed. So if you get abuse complaints, please make sure that you respond very fast. Otherwise, they will take action, and that is not something that you want occurring. And here we're gonna need to type in server. But this is, as I said, this is not a guarantee on my end. This is not an instruction on my end how to handle complaints in regard to the abuses of traffic or bandwidth on the cloud service. Every cloud provider has their own policies, and they will behave accordingly. So let's go ahead and execute this command. Yep. Yes, I would like to cite it. Yep, there we go. So, database updated. Okay, so now we need to do a little bit of copying. So let's go ahead and do cp etc open vpn slash easyarsa slash keys, and then it's going to be server.crt, and this is gonna go to etc open vpn slash, okay, that's one down. The next up, we need ca cert and server key. So ca cert and server.key. There we go. So just three of those, and it should be fine. Now, a good practice is to basically confirm that this has indeed been done. Shell. Oh, there we go. So let me just go ahead and install one more tool. You don't need to install it if you don't want to, but I will. Unable to locate package LL. Doesn't have it. Doesn't matter. You can type in LL like I can do on Fedora LL, and this gives me a very fast long listing. Probably has it somewhere, but I'm too lazy to look for it. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, now that we have actually done this, we have confirmed the copying, and we have configured our VPN server, time to start. So service open VPN start, and service open VPN status. This is the line that you are looking. So you're looking, this line needs to be identical, and when it says loaded, this is its place. So if it doesn't find it, it's not going to be able to start it. Okay, That part is done. Now, what we need to do is generate certificates and keys for our clients. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, simple enough. Build dash key client 1. Oops. And this is gonna be just the same. Don't really care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Sign it. Yes. That's it. So let me just see what did I do. Client 1. Okay. So I have generated a certificate. We are generating certificates and keys for clients. So that's what we need to do now. And let's go ahead and do the CP. Let's pull up our config file. So user share doc / open VPN examples sample config files / client conf, and then we're gonna go ahead and copy this into etc open VPN easy arsa, and then we're gonna go ahead and type in keys. Gonna go ahead and paste it right there. This section can be repeated time and time for each client, and you can have multiple clients connecting as well, and you can have a general certificate for all the clients to connect, etc. But I am the only person that's going to be connecting to this, since I'm doing this only to demonstrate what the other person on the other end can see, and how you can basically just set it up for yourselves. That's all I'm going to do. Anyway, now I'm gonna go ahead and type in vim / etc open VPN easy arsa keys client no client etc arsa keys. Let me just have a look at this for a sec. etc arsa keys client. And I'm looking for the OVPN. CRT CSR.key.conf CP. Oh, no, this is not gonna do. So, the client conf actually needs to be renamed into the client.ovpn. So, well, I could just rename it in the file, but I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the copy procedure. So, client, we're just gonna go ahead and name this the client.ovpn. So this is the proper copy command, not that what I actually just did. Okay, let's use a list now, and wait, I'm not in the right folder, it doesn't really matter, so just type in vim etc, it's gonna be there now, open VPN, easy arsa keys client dot ovpn. Okay, let's go ahead and begin scrolling down. So this is going to be our device TUN, TUN. It's going to have the IP address and the subnet, which was predefined in the firewall by default. Protocol is UDP, remote, and we need to give this is the port on which this is going to run, on which it is running. So let's go ahead and type it here 46.101.97.26, is it? Yeah. Keep in mind that your IP address will obviously be different from mine. So you get the IP address by just typing in ifconfig, and then it should be like one of these interfaces. You see, this one is the active one. This is not on the server though. Let me just go ahead and show you on the server ifconfig, and there we go. So ET80, this is the IP address. So just go ahead and alter that. Then I'm gonna go to the user, and this is gonna lower the privileges. User group, user nobody, group no group. This might have some problems on Fedora because it should be nobody as well for group if I'm not mistaken, but doesn't matter, we'll get to that when we actually get to that. That's basically it, so just write and quit, nothing else to be done there. Now the next thing that you need to do is, let me just go ahead and exit here, clear. If you don't have root login enabled, you're going to need to enable it now, at least on temporary basis. So here you can ssh d dots, no, it's config. So permit root login, just make sure that it's yes here for the time being. As soon as we're done with the copying, you can basically revert it back if you wish, which is a good idea. Anyway, we need to go ahead and perform some copying. So I have a copy command here listed. We're gonna just gonna go ahead and go into this terminal. So scp root and then your server IP. Let me just go ahead and change this to 46.101.97.26. Okay, so that's the OpenVPN, easy RSA, client 1, key, downloads, and just name it. Well, I'm not going to go ahead and put in downloads. I'm going to go ahead and give it the full path, so home, chronic, and I'm going to put it in desktop of all places. Client 1 dot key. Done. Okay, so next up it's going to be client1.crt. Client1.crt. And this is going to be the CRT as well. Okay, next it's the client, just client.openvpn, so .ovpn. And here it's going to be .ovpn. Okay, that's done, and we need the ca.cert, that's going to be the last one, so ca.crt. And the ca.crt. Okay, so that's done, fine, and dandy. Now that we're finished actually copying them, we'll be able to use them, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump in the follow-up tutorial where we're gonna go ahead and mess around with that. Now that we've actually pulled them onto our system. I mean, basically, you can pull these files from the net as we have pulled them for OpenVPN, except it was all kind of bundled into one single file. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. So I've switched to root here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and edit this file. So vim/etc/openvpn /easyrsa/key/client.ovpn. Problem: this does not exist. You have to actually create it and then move the files manually there. As you can see, nope, not gonna happen. So, mkdir/etc openvpn and easy-rsa/ cannot create directory, file exists. Okay, I have created this one, but you just got, for you it's just gonna go ahead and get created. And then we're gonna go ahead and create keys, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cp home chronic desktop ca.cert to dot is for present folder, and then I'm going into the easy-rsa, and then I'm going into keys. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy it there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and copy the client1.crt, and I'm gonna go ahead and copy client1.key as well. key as well, and I'm gonna need the client.ovpn. Client.ovpn as well. So there you go. That's all you really need to do. Go over and navigate to the folder slash, let's see, even though I'm already there, but hey, open VPN and go into EasyArsa keys. So go into keys, and we have 4 things in here. Well, let's go ahead and edit client.ovpn. Client dev, that's fine. Protocol UDP, remote IP address is fine. Random resolve, no bind. And we're gonna need to alter this a little bit. So -I, this is gonna be group nobody. It's a little bit different. So just go ahead and set that there. And now we're gonna need to look for something else. So ca.crt. Okay, so ca.crt is there. It's cert, it's client, insert. So this is going to be 1, and this is going to be 1 as well. So let's just go ahead and write and quit. There is a way of putting the ca.cert and the client1.cert into the client.ovpn. That's what's usually done, but I don't really care. I just have the files statically here, so it's fine. And now I think I should be able to basically connect. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Open VPN, config. If I'm not, I'll come back in the follow-up tutorial where we'll see what am I actually missing. Config, so client.ovpn. Okay, so I did have a simple mistake on the server, the configuration file. So vim etsy openvpn /server.conf/nobody. Okay, so these 2 are supposed to be uncommented. So user nobody and group no group. So just uncomment these lines, and that's gonna be it. Save the file and exit. Afterwards, systemctl. You can also use service, whichever one you prefer. So systemctl restart open VPN, and just go ahead and from your client machine, press enter and wait for it. There we go. So you're looking for this line. Initialization sequence completed. This is the line that you are looking for. Go ahead and open up your new web browser and type in what is my IP, and you will see some IP. You will see the IP of the server here. However, if let me just go ahead and prove this to you. If I disconnect from the VPN and if I do the search again, just give it a little bit of time. It takes a while for it to actually reconfigure. What is my IP? So you see, it now gives me the IP in Sarajevo where I am at the moment. So that is how you can protect yourself by creating your own VPN. Now we're gonna go ahead and see what the person controlling the server can actually see, and we're gonna be using Wireshark, the GUI interface, in combination with DShark, which is the command line interface for Wireshark, in order to set up the monitoring of this of the traffic on this particular server. So bid you farewell, and we shall see each other in the follow-up.